Quaid Azam, Part 190. I pointed out to him the Muslim problem of India was unique, that no parallel could be found anywhere in the world. Therefore, drawing parallels from what might apply to Canada or to the other Western countries was too completely to ignore the history of India and the magnitude of the Muslim problem in the country. I further said that democracy was for the good of the country, but the country should not be sacrificed at the altar of a system of government borrowed from the West, which had never had to face a problem approaching in similarity to that presented by India. We could not agree, and I had to leave disappointed. Totally separated from the above incident, there then took place another development, a meeting of the ulemas of UP, which was held in Allahabad on 17 May 1937. The ulema decided to leave Muslim League parliamentary board and to go over to Congress unconditionally. This happened a mere 5 days after Azam had met Jawaharlal Nehru, thus strengthening Nehru's line of thinking. Though it was Maulana Abul Kalam Azad who had actually managed this shift of the ulema. In the meantime, Pandit Pant also met Azam over the question of sharing cabinet seats in case of a coalition. Azam, in response, asked for 33% of the total strength of the cabinet. He was then asked whether Pant would have any voice in the selection of the Muslim League ministers. He had replied, as much voice as I should have in your Congress selection. On 5 July 1937, the Congress agreed to accept office, and Maulana Abul Kalam Azad came to Lucknow a week later. On 12 July to meet with Azam. To quote him, Azam again, what would be the attitude of Muslim party in the assembly if on any issue between British government and the Congress decides to leave the assembly and resigns? Maulana Azad had asked. I replied, if we are a coalition government, surely it will be our moral duty to leave assembly with the Congress. Coalition presupposes cooperation on a wider basis. Then suddenly he asked me, will you have Hafiz Ibrahim as your colleague in the cabinet? I said, no, my colleague in the cabinet will be Nawab Ismail Khan, because he enjoys the confidence of not only my party but of the Muslims in the province. Thereafter he said, will you give it to me in writing that the League will also leave the assembly if the Congress decides to retire? I said, my word should be enough. If, however, the Congress wants it, it is here. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad came back to Lucknow on 15 July 1937 to talk to Azam again, this time accompanied by Pandit Govind Balab Pant. Azam takes up the account. After some preliminary talk, the Maulana handed over to me a 2-page typed note which I was supposed to sign as a price for Muslim League coalition with the Congress. Here is the note. The Muslim League group in the United Provinces legislature shall cease to function as a separate group. The existing members of the Muslim League party in the United Provinces Assembly shall become part of the Congress party and will fully share with other members of the party their privileges and obligations as member of the Congress party. They will similarly be empowered to participate in the deliberations of the party. They will likewise be subject to control and discipline of the Congress Party in equal measures with other members, and the decisions of the Congress Party as regards work in the legislature and the general behavior of its members shall be binding on them.